Crowded now.
Crowded today, man. Crowded. Welcome back to EPL Razoractive. It's better than EPL football kickoff. More thought-provoking and football-focused. Whatever, you know. This is the place to be if you want to talk about EPL, man.
Plus, we have the most handsome guys all over.
Mila, of course.
With
a hot lady who was Miss Universe and whoa.
And the Taiwanese singer.
And Taiwanese singer some more.
This time it's right, I hide my face. Don't have to hide already. Like, hi guys, I miss you guys.
So you know what's the ironic thing about this or not? We got so many fans here. No EPL matches.
But we can preview the coming matches.
Exactly. No,
and
this
talk
is
about
a good
the World
time,
Cup
right? Because
qualifiers.
all of us can be completely neutral.
Yes.
Really?
Completely neutral.
I'm always neutral.
Yeah, why
Right.
makes you wonder why do we always have two Man United fans, but no. I forgot we got two Liverpool fans.
Exactly. We make up.
So anyway, let's introduce all our guests. We have Edwin from Everton.
Yes.
Hey.
All the way from Everton.
And guess what? We also have another Edwin from Spurs. Edwin. Right.
Yeah.
We have RJ, resident
RJ.
Pandit.
Wow. Down there, kiss sama.
Another resident Pandit, Bruce. And another resident Pandit. And we have Ghim Pheng.
Come on,
from
Chelsea.
Come on, Chelsea.
Neutral.
Now, like I just said, this weekend, 0 BPL matches, EPL matches, so, don't make the time, let's, be a bit more nostalgic a bit,
Nostalgic,
nostalgic, think back,
this one is a good thing for us.
Good season. I think all of us have had ups and downs throughout the season, so there's a good time to, reminisce, and then, the good times, and
when
chat about the bad times. That's barely 9 months ago. Right?
But I think Han Keong has a good point. It's a good time to take stock of what has happened and look
for
forward.
the final push, man. 9 more games or 8 more games left,
Because it's interesting. In all my 20 years of watching football, I've never come across a season like this.
Really?
8 games to go. You don't know who's going to be relegated.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to be champion.
The bottom
the
bottom thing is
games.
the best,
Yeah.
You got teams
Shall we
just
take a look?
battling out. It's terrible.
Newcastle, man, I share your pain.
I did say
Newcastle,
right?
that one,
I did mention Newcastle will be really in big trouble this season, so I don't know whether they can pull their socks up, but
you know
they
what?
could be in big
Let's
trouble.
look at the bottom 8
Okay,
of
let's see
the
how they do.
table.
And this is not the bottom 8, by the way.
It's not the bottom 8 of the table.
It's not the bottom 8.
Number
So
one.
this
There we
is-
go. There we go.
Look at
Newcastle is right in the middle, right in the midst of their relegation battle, The last position on the relegation to be of the demotion spot. Poor thing. Middlesbrough also. Middlesbrough have been around for quite a while. This year just couldn't make it.
Actually,
Blackburn.
it's quite interesting. The two Edwins had teams that jumped in and out of this area.
We're not there.
No. I think
Everton was in and then just jumped out.
climb and climb all
Spurs
the way
was doing the relegation tango. But
I'm no longer interested in this part.
It's a good thing. Let's look at the top 8 because it's a good thing all the teams are there.
actually, that's
The
a good
rest
point,
of us,
right? Yeah.
I'm not interested in this.
Spurs are 9, I'm sorry, 9.
So,
Anyway, Everton, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U, but the points are all very close. Top 3 are very
I actually
close.
see Wigan up here right now.
Oh yeah, Wigan.
I was really
Yeah,
surprised
they
to see Wigan here.
quietly sneak out 1 win or 2 here,
Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg.
they always lose to the top teams, but the bottom teams they keep beating them.
I don't get it. But that is actually why
that's a good
they've been
tactic. I
doing
think
well.
West Ham
They've
also
been
like that,
playing
no?
all-
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at our handsome guest here now, because we are going to talk about
Manchester
why,
United.
Yes, why?
Now, Manchester United, it has been a season of the game in hand. From the start of the season, they have
It's
one
always
game
a
in
game
hand.
in hand.
One game in hand for the whole season long.
Like
They've
the
got
Titans.
we played one. We got one game in hand. We played one last game. Then they played their game in hand. Then another game in hand. Now they still have one more game in hand against Portsmouth. So, but of course, the reason behind it is because they are challenging for 5 trophies and they are still in it for 5 trophies. So what do you think this season? Do you think this season has been one of the better seasons of your supporting Manchester United?
Well, you have to look at it in both sides. It could be bad, it could be good. You know, if you're a United supporter, you'd be looking at things and saying, you know, what happened in the last 2 games. But this is football. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, the last stretch is the main thing that, you know, the team will have to pull their socks together and really get themselves going, which I think United has got that in them. You know, the main thing is that they got to look at what they have. Forget about the other teams, but just look in front of them and say, okay, let's go ahead and just go for it. Because basically, I think they can do it. There is no problem with that. You know, so Alex Ferguson did come out after the Fulham match when we played them in the the FA Cup, and he said that teams are going to drop. He said United will drop points. We knew that was going to happen, but it just happened that way. So you know, this is something that everybody will just have to wait and see what happens in the last 9 matches to go. Chelsea lost their last game, and this is going to really open up everything, because I think that last push. And I did mention the teams that you play at the bottom. Just looking at the bottom of the table just now. Who's going to play Blackburn? Who's going to be playing all those teams? You could be worried because these fellas got nothing to lose. They just won points.
So, Bruce, this kind of season, is it far better than those seasons like 2000 season when you totally dominated and lead by 18 points?
In terms of the team itself, consistency level is pretty much up there, but not as good as the other championship winning seasons. But of course, it gives a lot of football fans something to worry about, or something more interested in the league, as you can see the last 2 games United hasn't been performing up to their usual high standards. So at this point of time, yes, United is having a good season in my point of view, but it could have been better.
I've got to say that you can't look at United just because they are supposed to be the top team, or Liverpool, or or Chelsea or Arsenal, but the other teams have actually risen up to one level better than what they're supposed to do. So this is where you can see teams closing up the gap. Okay, maybe you talk about monetary way of looking at things. Okay, teams maybe don't have that kind of money, but it doesn't mean that they don't have the heart and soul to actually go there and play football. This is what's happening right now. So everybody thinking, this game so and so team will. You cannot say that. You might just go in there and somebody might just lose points or lose a game, and that's it. No, everybody closes the gap.
It's a huge thing to be relegated, man. It's £50 million loss for each team that gets relegated, which is a huge thing, especially in this time right now.
So Spurs are lucky.
Luck has nothing to do with it.
Okay. The changing of the manager.
No. The whole season.
What was your season?
So I've been managing Spurs luck the entire time. I don't wear that jersey.
Harry manages the team, Edwin manages the luck.
Come on, Houdini's always got this.
Seriously, now something on his sleeve. Spurs are doing okay, climbing up.
They're safe.
Does it look at a season of what might have been? Is it a season of what maybe?
Actually, the season's not over yet. We're still challenging for 7th spot, amazingly, which is the last UEFA Cup space. Which I don't know. 2 months ago, you told me we're challenging for 7. I'll be laughing,
Actually, I think we all probably were.
No, it's 7th.
Oh, okay. Because the new league, is it?
No, because if you look at who's qualified for
FA
Cup already, that means there's one more spot for the league space.
Okay.
So 7th is still open for
UEFA
Cup. And nobody actually expected Spurs could possibly even have a shot of going into Europe this year. I think getting out of Europe this year was a good idea. That Harry made a good decision of not challenging the UEFA Cup.
Best friend or Harry.
He made a good decision. Let's put it this way: 3/4 of the season gone.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that he's the manager for Spurs. Honestly, right? If you ask me today, sacking Martinho was still the biggest mistake Spurs could have made. No Spurs manager in the last decade or 2 decades have done as well as Martinho has. So I think that was really the biggest mistake ever. And is Redknapp as good as Martinho? I don't think so. So
is Redknapp as good as Ramos?
Well, you can't. For the English league, you can't say he's not, because Ramos 2 points out of 8 games. That's unacceptable by any standards for a team with players like Spurs. And Harry, honestly, after the Carling Cup final, has really pulled the team up. I mean, 5 wins in the last 6 games. A win against Chelsea, a win against Aston Villa. You can't argue those facts.
There's a website, it does what you call the form table. What it does, it looks at the team's position based on just the last 6 games. Guess who's on top of that league? Spurs. Won 5, drawn 1. So they've got the best form in terms of the last 6 games.
What about Everton? You guys seem pretty comfortable, not doing much, not rocking the boat, you know.
No.
Secure at the 6th place.
They did knock Liverpool out of the FA Cup, so
Yeah.
I still haven't forgiven them yet. But
That one.
And did take crucial points off Liverpool.
Everybody was
the challenging part is that is their season, you know, just by depriving us of some joy. But anyway,
Well, they may be depriving United of some joy in the FA Cup. I think it's not going to be easy.
Okay, in all fairness, it was quite an amazing job by David Moyes to get so much out of such a
depleted
squad.
Yeah. And the last weekend was the first time they lost for a very long time.
Yeah. And Peter Crouch, thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you think the
Because
season?
thank you,
Do you think the season of what might have been if had all your players been fit, or is it still quite an enjoyable season for you?
It's been a pretty good season for me. I thought this season they will stutter because Everton of the last few seasons have been one season up, one season down. So last season they did pretty well. This season they're doing okay. We still have a chance at 5th spot. Look at Man U to beat Villa, then we'll be 1 point.
But you realistically, it's the UEFA Cup, right? Or maybe the FA Cup. I don't know.
FA Cup, tough.
You think so? I
feel.
think that would be their best chance.
They have a good chance, but it's against Man U, and there's always a dubious relationship there.
Okay.
When it comes to cups, it's always that kind of thing.
And let's not forget the London clubs. Ben, Arsenal. Has it been a disappointing season? Do you expect them to do better than what they have done?
I wouldn't say I expected them to do better. I expected better performances. That's the key thing. I sound like a broken record when I say this, but I'll say this again. Start of the season, Kleb gone, Flamini gone, Gilberto gone, all those players gone.
Yeah,
People
you were
were saying
grumbling.
Spurs will knock out of the top 5. Everton will knock out us of the top 5. Not having a go at clubs, just saying. You know what I mean, and Man City as well. You know what I mean. So where they are now is amazing, but this is where I kind of echo what you're saying. It could have been so much better. This has been one of Arsenal's biggest flaws since Arsene Wenger has taken over. Sometimes they've settled for the better instead of settling for the best. They have the seasons where after the first season where they could have been challenging, and after it's all over, say, wow, that's still been a good season. But the point is, it turned on little things that could have made it an amazing season. And I think that would be the only disappointment. But it's still a good season. There's all to play for. We may end up winning more titles than United.
Very hopeful, very hopeful. Like I said, Arsenal fans always a bit.
Let's not forget Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United still have to play Arsenal.
Yeah.
In the league.
And
So,
I'm not looking forward to it. So.
Better make friends with them.
Peace,
So-
peace. Choose. Yes.
Anyway, Ghim Pheng, Chelsea fan, you all also undergone a sort of like a Spurs like that, got a manager, fired a manager. But I think that has it been better? I don't know if you fired Luis Felipe Scolari, or you shouldn't have hired him in the first place.
Maybe you shouldn't have hired him in the first place. But
So well though.
because he have no club experience, I have serious doubt in him when Chelsea hired him. I thought Chelsea should have hired Frank Rijkaard. But there's positive things that Scolari done. At least he bring in a very good right back called Bozingua, which is not expected. I didn't watch Bozingua before that. I didn't know Bozingua was such an amazing right back. He's one of the best right back, and he bought us this right back. I think I can forgive Scolari for that.
But the thing is, Luis Felipe Scolari has done something that Frank Rijkaard has never done before. That's to win the World Cup.
Yeah, but Frank Rijkaard is more experienced at the club level.
Really?
I mean, Goose Hiddink has
think
not
about
much experience at the club level. If you want to compare as well, he what PSV?
But that was like years ago. He's already like 10 or 20 years ago. It's too long since he managed
Actually,
a club.
honestly, I don't think there's much to choose from between Gus Hiddink and Scolari.
I agree, and more than that, I think you see who he won the World Cup with. A Brazil with stars, with egos bigger than
Chelsea.
oh to put United there. Or Madrid or Milan. I mean, anyone in there.
Brazil that time.
He was the one that dropped Romario. Yeah, I mean, he dropped Romario. That was
they have too much talent.
But it's not. But that's the thing. It's not about talent. And I see a parallel thing here. Player power. Now, one thing that I think is going to hamper Chelsea's season is the fact that Hiddink is not there as the permanent coach. That will play on the player's mind. And again, begs the question, why did he take it? Yes, one thing, he's got a lot more going for with Russia, but the other side of it is, he's smart to do it. Seeing what happened to Scolari, he's not going to go and say, I'm going to throw myself there and get kicked out my face. He now holds the chips. But that's a position that's not really healthy for the club, where you got a manager having to like a tug of war with the players.
But
I think
at least
Okay.
Tug of war in between, and we'll get the guys some grub. Meanwhile, I just noticed everybody's wearing specs.
I got the memo.
You got the memo. Everyone got the memo.